Hi YouTube, welcome back to Wtf Rc Cars. So we got the ST16 on the latest firmware update. So I'm going to show you how to configure this and get a bit more functionality out of it for use with a Windows PC, so you can use it on your simulators and everything. So let's bring in for a close-up look and show you how we go on with this. So we have our ST16. We've got the USB cable. I've just got this plugged into a USB dock just because I'm running off the Lenovo Legion Go, and I'm just going to plug this in to the top of the transmitter. So that's got that connected. Then I'm going to run you through a few of the settings on the actual Legion Go or your Windows PC. So first off, we want to make sure it's detected correctly. So we're going to go into settings. You're going to go into your Bluetooth devices. Then we're going to go into devices. We're going to scroll down. You should see it detected. And if we scroll down further, you should get more devices and printer settings. We'll go to this screen. You can see your printers and everything detected, and so is the ST16. We can right click on this and go to game controller settings. On here you want to highlight it, go to advanced, make sure if like this Lenovo you've got other controllers connected, make sure it's your Flysky one that's connected as your default. Then we're going to go into properties, and on here you're going to want to see what functionality you've got. Now if we look, nothing's really selected. We don't get any input from anything other than the actual sticks themselves. So what we're going to need to do is set up the extra functionality on the actual transmitter. So let's get you zoomed in on the transmitter itself, and I'll show you where we go from there. So now we're going to want to set some functionality. Now purely because I'm going to show you this on VRC Pro, so if anybody's wanting to set it up on that, we can select a name for his model. I'm not going to bother with that. If we look at stick modes, so for VRC Pro, if you want your throttle on this and your steering on this, you're going to want mode 1. So make sure that's selected. If you're using a flight sim, you're going to set it up on whatever you want the control to be first. Make sure you do that before going and changing any assignments. So basically, we're going to want to set some functionality. So if we come in here, we can see that we've got as throttle and everything set. Then we start at auxiliary 5. So on this one, I'm going to set this to the first bunch of channels. We'll do the variables. So I'm going to make sure we select variables for these. So 5, I'm going to want VRA.
Please confirm.
And then we'll move to 6. And I'm going to want VRB.
Please confirm.
So if we look now, we've now got control of another slider and another. We've got 2 more remaining. So for these, 7. What other variables we got? There's switches. So we've got these 2 on the top. So I think that's C and D. So we'll set it to C.
Please confirm.
And then we'll go to 8 and set that to D.
Please confirm.
That's now giving us control over those sliders. So all the sliders are assigned. Now we've got some buttons. So 9, I'm going to set to K1, I think it is. Let's go for K1.
Please confirm.
10, let's set that to K2.
Please confirm.
11, we'll go for K3.
Please confirm.
12, we'll fly down to K4.
Please confirm.
So now we've got 4 buttons that we can assign. And if you did want to carry on, so 13, let's set that to switch A.
Please confirm.
14, we'll go for switch D over here because that's a
Please
two-way.
confirm.
15, what we got? Switch. Let's go for E.
Please confirm.
And 16, we'll go for F.
Please
Should give us a
confirm.
whole bunch of buttons and switches that we can press. So we've got all them assigned, and as you see, these will trigger on screen. Then we're going to need to calibrate everything. So this is going to be fun to get all on screen at the same time, but I shall do my best for you. So let's move that up as far as I can and to the side, so maybe you've got a chance of seeing it. And let's get focused on the Legion Go screen. So I'll do my absolute best to get this in focus for you, but you may have to use a bit of imagination. So we go to settings, make sure everything's centered, and then we need to calibrate. Now, I'll tell you to start calibration. It says leave everything at center. So let's have a look which stick moves which. So first off, we calibrate in that one. Then we calibrate in that. Then we calibrate in that one. So where have we moved to now? And this is just a case of working out which one's assigned to which. It's not an exact science because it's Windows and it's not really a controller, it's a transmitter. But you should see we got pretty good calibration now on everything. So we can move everything. When we flicker switches, it actuates buttons. And then we've got the 4 switches assigned on the back. So we've got a good amount of things that we can actually assign now. So we can press apply. And then OK that. OK that. OK that. And close that. And then we're going to need to boot up into VRC Pro. So let's get that done. And this will be the same if you're using a flight simulator. As long as you do all the calibration steps and everything first, you should be able to assign stuff once you get in the actual software itself. The hardest part to remember is making sure you've got your throttle and your steering where you want them for that application. But on VRC Pro, you're going to want to go to options. We're going to want to go to control options. You're going to want to click on here. select the Flysky transmitter. You don't need to go to calibrate because we've already done it. So once we've done this, we want to go to Customisation. Now you can see at the bottom of the screen we've got as throttle and as brake, so that's working. We've got as steering, so that's working. Strangely, if you notice that the throttle and brake was reversed on the calibration screen in Windows, but yet VRC Pro it's the right way around. So we can look down and we've got most things set right. If we want to change the assignment, so we can click on that and we can click one of those buttons on the back. So as turn marshal we can have assigned. Force pit, we can press the opposite button. Refuel, you can press one of the buttons on back. Maybe change camera mode, so press this third button. So I think that should be good to go. So we can press OK. We can press OK on there. Let's go and select a car. In fact, let's just run. So if we just go to practice now. One other thing you can do on this transmitter, obviously, you can set the throttle to auto return. But this is going to be a challenge.
Welcome to this track. Enjoy your racing. 30 seconds till the start of the race. Drive to your start position.
So it's set up as a practice and I'm looking sideways across this screen. But we can drive the RC.
10 seconds till the start of your final. Your car will be placed on the starting.
You've got the buttons assigned on the back of the transmitter. And then if you crash, you've got the turn marshal to put you back on. So if I fly off at track, press your turn marshal, get you back. This is a lot easier said than done when you're looking sideways across the screen.
You must press the space bar.
But then you've got force pit, so we can do that. And as you see, we've got full control of the RC. Definitely need to set the throttle so we can have auto return. But yeah, it's very usable.
You must press the space bar or the lap will not be counted.
And we've got a turn marshal and everything, so we can use it. But yeah, that's just a quick demonstration of how to set up the ST16. Can change cameras and everything. But yeah, a quick demonstration of how we set up the ST16 for use with a Windows PC or emulator or simulator, and how you set up VRC Pro. Hopefully that gives you a good understanding of what you need to do, what you need to assign. If you're going to use this for VRC Pro, set it to mode 1. If you're going to use it for a flight sim or anything, then it's entirely up to you what sort of aircraft you're flying. You'll know which way you want to set this up, but most people for RC cars wouldn't have guessed which one they needed to do. But yeah, it works really well now, really easy to assign. You can assign the switches as buttons. The first bunch that you're going to assign will all need to be variables. Well, they don't have to be, but it makes more sense to be variables because Windows is expecting them to be a variable pot. But yeah, let's wrap this one up. So there you have it, the FS16, and how to use it on a simulator or an emulator, or basically how to set it up as a Windows based PC controller. All you've got to work out is the first bunch of channels that you're assigning really assign them to these two and these two as variables. You'll get more use out of them. Before you set any of them up, make sure you set the actual stick mode, because if you change it, it'll reset everything. And then it's really handy having these buttons for the simulators, the likes of VRC Pro, because you can just hit them and assign them to return to pit or turn marshal, things like that. Come in really, really handy. You can assign switches as buttons, but they only work on VRC Pro. They'll just work as on-off. In Windows, they just work as on-off. Not sure if in a flight simulator you'd be able to set it to a 3-position switch. Possibly. If you're going to do that, you might want to set these as some of the earlier channels so they work as a variable rather than a button, because then you will get the 3 separate positions, so your simulator will be able to detect which one of the 3 positions you're on. But yeah, all the rest of it works as it should, and it's pretty solid at it. It's pretty easy to set up. You can name the actual options that you've got. So as you go down to setting various buttons and that, you can have a custom name for each one, so you know what it is in that simulator or emulator. But yeah, thanks a lot for watching Wtf Rc Cars. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, share to friends and family, and catch you guys again in the next one.